Guzman inside the NBC4 Digital Center with another digital sports roundtable, and we're talking all things soccer. And for that, we bring in Ori Benatar because we've got a huge game coming up this weekend. We've been waiting a month for this one, Ori, since the Crew beat Monterrey in the CONCACAF Cup, Champions Cup semifinals. We've been waiting for this matchup against Pachuca. It's set for Saturday, 9:15 in Mexico. First, let's just kind of give an overview here. You know, I think a lot of soccer fans still kind of maybe don't know that this game is even happening. They might be just focused on the UEFA Champions League final that happens to be on Saturday, but this one's for the continent, Ori. So how big of a game is this?
Well, I would say that you could argue that this is the biggest game the Columbus Crew have probably ever played in their 28-year club history. Obviously, in the club soccer structure, you don't just play games in your league, you also play games against other teams in the region. So playing against teams from Central America, from elsewhere in North America, and in the Caribbean, Crew earned this opportunity via winning MLS Cup, got that bye into the round of 16, and have gone through a very tough path to take down the Houston Dynamo, and then Tigres and Monterrey in Mexico, and now have a chance to beat Pachuca over in Mexico at Pachuca's home stadium. And if the Crew win this title, it would be their first Continental Cup competition they've ever won. It would also be the first time since 2002 they've won an elimination knockout bracket style tournament. We haven't seen the Crew win a lot of those cups in their club history, but if they do win this game, they clinch a spot in the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, which will be kind of a first of its kind tournament. 32 teams now. It's going to be played in the United States, and actually those games will be played on the East Coast. And if the Crew make that tournament, they're going to be one of 3 host teams, because all those American fans are going to rally around Columbus, and the Seattle Sounders are in there too, and another MLS team will be added later. But just huge opportunities for the Crew to grow their brand and continue this exposure to not just the rest of CONCACAF and the Americas, but to the whole world.
Yeah, I think there's a lot on the line in this game, and I think it would also validate a lot of what the Crew and what Wilfried Nancy has been doing these past few seasons. Let's talk about the Crew in these last few games. It's been really interesting because after that win over Monterrey, that was huge. Then they lost to Cincinnati, their biggest rival. But then they've kind of come back with 3 consecutive wins on the road. I believe outscoring opponents 8-2 during this 3-match win streak. And also, Ori, we've been seeing different players step up. People kind of forget Kucha has been out for the last few games with an injury. So tell me about how the Crew's been doing these last few games and how ready they are to be in this huge matchup on Saturday.
It is kind of fascinating that we're going into this final. Both of these teams are in kind of polar opposite points of their season and in terms of momentum. Columbus comes into this final mid-season, fresh off a 3-game road winning streak, which is very difficult to do in Major League Soccer. MLS has always been a league where the home team is always considered a favorite no matter where teams sit in the standings. Home field advantage is so huge in MLS because of all the travel that you have to do across the United States and North America because it's such a big continent. So the Crew coming into this game mid-season, 3-game road winning streak, all without Cucho Hernandez, seeing Diego Rossi finally scoring goals in MLS play after he was doing so well in CONCACAF play. Jason Russell-Rowe has stepped up also. He scored in both those Monterrey games, scored a phenomenal goal against the Chicago Fire 2 weeks ago. And then you have Pachuca, who they'll be at home. The home crowd's going to give them energy, but they just finished their season 3 weeks ago. And they're going to come into this final having not played a competitive match in 3 weeks. So are they going to have those cold legs going into the final, lack that match sharpness, or will all that rest benefit them and give that extra jolt of energy from the home crowd to maybe put Pachuca in the driver's seat to win this game? It's going to be very interesting to see, but Crew fans are feeling very confident going into this final, winning 3 straight after having a huge streak of draws in MLS play.
It felt like forever.
While they were juggling the Tigres and Monterrey series. So it's going to be fascinating to see where that match sharpness is for both teams, because Columbus is obviously coming in red hot. Pachuca has not done a lot in these last couple of weeks before this game. Yeah,
we've definitely been seeing a lot of depth out of the Crew over these last few games on the road, and so we'll see if that certainly plays a factor. You mentioned it, Ori, also that Pachuca gets home field advantage in this. They defeated Club America in the semifinals. Give us a sense of what kind of a team Pachuca is, why they might be a big threat to the Crew on Saturday.
Well, outside of the fact Pachuca's got home field advantage, I think that's going to have a huge factor. And there was obviously a lot of doubt when the Crew went to go play at Tigres and at Monterrey, considering Columbus has never really had a lot of success playing in Mexico. But Wilfred Nancy and his team have proved all the doubters wrong. But Pachuca has been a very solid team at home. They only lost 3 games at home during regular season play in the second half of the Liga MX season because the Mexican League is separated into 2 halves. It's really complicated, hard to explain now. But the one thing with Pachuca and the one player I think Crew fans should keep a very close eye on is Solomon Rondon, their striker. He has been one of the best talents to come out of Venezuela. He's been a fixture in goal scoring in the Russian League, the Premier League. He's been all over the world. Now he's at Pachuca. He is the leading goal scorer in this tournament. He scored 7 times. And this Pachuca team have been ruthless in front of net in this tournament, beating Philadelphia 6-0 in Mexico in the round of 16, and then on aggregate in the quarterfinals beating a Costa Rican club, Herediano, 7-1. So they can score a lot, but this is by far going to be their toughest match since playing Club America in that semifinal. But the Crew are coming in with a lot of confidence, and the fact that the Crew have shown they can play their possession-centric, controlling pace of play style of soccer.
Yeah.
Even on the road in Mexico, which has always proven to be the toughest, most difficult place to play for MLS clubs.
Safe to say Patrick Schulte has a lot on his hands on Saturday night.
Definitely.
Ori, what do you think this game is going to come down to? What's going to take for the Crew to be lifting a trophy on Saturday night?
If they can, I mean, it's all going to be about controlling the pace of play, and I kind of want to look back on how they did that in the MLS Cup final against LAFC. When you're able to do that and being able to, create from the wings like the way that they do, that is going to help them tremendously to potentially get a win here. The other thing that Crew fans will feel even more confident about is in both of their games in Mexico leading up to this final, the Crew went down in both those games. Went down to Tigres in the 3rd minute, then got the equalizer from Rossi, then won on penalties. Went down against Monterrey. Aiden Morris scores that huge goal right before halftime in that semifinal, swings the momentum, then they get a quick goal to start the second half. So Columbus has shown a lot of adversity in all these different situations, whether it's they're controlling the game from minute 1 to minute 90, or they go down and then they start to impose their will a little bit more rather than falling into a shell and starting to lose that confidence after you concede. To me, the most important minutes of soccer is the 5 minutes after you concede a goal, because it's very easy to shut down mentally, to shut down tactically, and potentially concede again. And the fact that the Crew have shown that adversity to come back, get a goal back after being down is really important.
Yeah, I think resiliency is going to be a huge key there.
Huge, definitely, because it's very possible that Pachuca score first and then Columbus is going to have to come back. But if the Crew want to win this game, they just got to do what they've been doing for the last year and a half. Impose their will, control pace of play. If they can get the first goal, that will be huge. And even if they do, don't expect them to park the bus, sit back, and defend. They're going to go for another one, and you might see them park the bus like they did in MLS Cup with like 10 minutes left. But I expect to see the Crew trying to go out there and control the game rather than allowing the atmosphere and the occasion and all the Pachuca fans to maybe get in their heads and maybe doubt themselves a little bit in terms of tactics.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Patrick Schulte did say, he knows that it's a final, but he's also approaching it the same way he approaches every game. Ori Benatar, always great to talk about some football with you. Again, the Crew and Pachuca taking the CONCACAF Champions Cup final field in Mexico on Saturday night. 9:15 p.m. Eastern is the kickoff time. The end of what's going to be a very busy day of football for us. Also, the UEFA Champions League happening that day as well. So going to be fun, going to be interesting. Of course, we'll keep you updated on NBC4i.com. But for now, thanks for joining us on the NBC4i Sports Digital Roundtable.